Unit 1, Pain Point versus Solution.
Following our solutions and marketing must focus entirely on pain relief. Even if you are selling just a bandage, innovation means making one that tightly pulls a wound together or stays sticky even when soaked in wet. The core takeaway here is that your marketing shouldn't just hype up the product itself, it should focus entirely on the elevation of the pain point. Next is understanding true pain points. This brings us to a famous Henry Ford quote: "If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horses." This doesn't mean we ignore customers. It means we look past their surface level requests to find the root need. People didn't need faster animals. They just needed to get from one place to another quickly and efficiently. True innovation happens when you solve the underlying problem, not just the symptoms. The impact of understanding pain points. When you truly understand these underlying struggles, your whole approach changes. You stop just trying to make a noise or hype up a product, and instead, you focus directly on how your solution removes their frustration. By doing this, you connect with them, you build trust with them, and you succeed because you understand them. Let's look at how we identify customer pain points. Customers experience problem every day, but they often struggle to explain what that pain truly is. Instead, they just ask for a product. A classic example by Theodore Levitt is a hardware store customer asking for a quarter-inch drill bit. They don't actually care about the piece of metal. Their real pain point is that they need a quarter-inch hole. As an entrepreneurs, we shouldn't ask what features they want in a tool, but rather what they need for so we can prescribe the right solution.
So, sa innovation comes from understanding true pain points. Example, traditional camera versus smartphones. Imagine asking people in the past what they wanted from a camera. They might say, a camera that can take clearer pictures and hold more film. But the real pain point was not simply the camera quality. People wanted an easy way to capture, store, and share their memories. So the traditional solution was to improve camera and make better film. But the smartphones addressed the deeper problem by combining a camera with digital storage, editing, and instant sharing. So yung pain point neto is, I want to capture and share moments easily. Expected solution is, make camera and film better. Innovative solution, put a good camera and sharing tools in a smartphone. So the lesson is that innovation comes from understanding what people are truly trying to accomplish, not just improving a solution they already know. So I believe innovation is not always about creating something completely new. Sometimes it is simply about understanding the real problem.
Pain point versus solutions. I need a trackable color. It's a solution. I'm tired of chasing these scatterground pain points. Pain point versus solution. Many cat owners struggle to find a color that is both comfortable and safe to their cats. Some colors can be too tight, cause irritation, easily get lost or bothered, and can the cat while moving. Owners also worry about colors getting caught objects, which can put their cats at risk. Cat owners need a collar that is comfortable, secure, adjustable, and safe for everyday use. Ang pain point ay problema. Hirap o inis ang naranasan ng customer. Sa halimbawa ng cat collar, nahihirapan ang mga may-ari ng pusa dahil may collar na masikip, nakakairita, madaling matanggal o maaaring sumabit sa ibang bagay. Kailangan nila ng collar na comfortable, ligtas, adjustable, and secured. What are the customer pain points? Customer pain points are specific problems, frustration, annoyances that current or prospective buyers experience when trying to interact with the business, buy product, buy a product or use a service. Ang customer pain points ay tumutukoy sa mga problema, reklamo o hindi magandang karanasan na nararanasan ng mga customer kapag bumili ng produkto o gumagamit ng serbisyo. Halimbawa, kung ang isang customer ay nahihirapan gamitin ang isang produkto, masyadong mahal ang presyo, matagal ang delivery, o hindi maayos ang customer service, may tuturing itong pain point. Mahalagang malaman ng isang negosyo ang mga pain point ng customer para malaman nila kung ano ang dapat nilang ayusin. Pagbutihin sa ganitong paraan, mas mapaganda nila ang kanilang produkto o servisyo at mas masiyahan ang kanilang customer. Types of customer pain points: financial, productivity, process, support. Financial, problema tungkol sa gasto o presyo. Halimbawa, masyadong mahal ang isang produkto o servisyo. Productivity, problema sa oras at paggawa. Halimbawa, matagal matapos ang isang gawain dahil sa hindi magandang sistema. Process, problema sa proseso o paraan ng paggawa. Halimbawa, maraming steps bago makuha ang isang servisyo. Support, problema sa tulong o customer service. Halimbawa, mahirap makipag-ugnayan kapag may problema sa produkto. Technology. Technology means that practical use of scientific knowledge to fix problem, make tasks easier, or change our physical and social environment. Ang technology ay paggamit ng kaalamang scientifico para magawa ng solusyon, madali ang mga gawain at mga tulong sa paglutas sa mga problema. Ideas of technology: applied science, problem solving, board range. Applied science, paggamit ng science sa totoong buhay. Problem solving, paggamit ng teknolohiya para makahanap ng solusyon sa isang problema. Broad range, maraming uri ng teknolohiya at maaari itong gamitin sa iba't ibang industriya tulad ng negosyo, edukasyon, kalusugan at komunikasyon. Invention. An invention is a brand new device, method, or process created through study, experiment, and imagination. Ang invention ay isang bagong bagay, paraan o proseso na ginawa mula sa pag-aaral, eksperimento at pag-iisip. Halimbawa, ang paggawa ng bagong device o produkto. Dati ay wala pa. Core meanings: a new creation, a new process, the act of inventing, product of the mind. A new creation, paglikha ng isang bagong produkto o bagay. A new process, pagbuo ng bagong paraan para sa madali ang isang gawain. Act of inventing, ang proseso ng pag-iisip at paggawa ng bagong ideya. Product of mind, isang ideya na magmula sa pag-iisip, maaaring gawin tunay na produkto o solusyon. Innovation. Innovation is the practical execution and application of fresh ideas to generate new value, resolve persistent problems, or significantly upgrade existing goods, service, and operational process. Innovation. Ang innovation ay paggamit ng mga bagong ideya para makagawa ng mas magandang produkto o serbisyo, makalikha ng bagong value at maresolba ang mga dating problema. Ng mahalaga rito ang bagong ideya, pagpatupad at paglikha ng value. Core traits: novelty, implementation, value creation. Novelty, dapat may bago Technopreneurship is the mix of technology and business. It means using new technology to build a fresh business or change an old one. Ang technopreneurship ay pagsasama ng technology at business. Ibig sabihin, gumagamit ng teknolohiya at mga bagong ideya upang makagawa ng negosyo o mapabuti ang isang existing na negosyo. Kasama rito ang pagiging innovative at pagkuha ng calculated risk. Key parts of technopreneurship: tech focus, new ideas, taking risks. Tech focus, nakatuon ang negosyo sa paggamit ng teknolohiya. New ideas, pag-ugay na naghahanap ng bagong ideya o innovation. Taking risk, handa ang technopreneur na sumulong kahit may posibilidad na hindi agad maging successful. Sa madaling salita, nagsisimula ito sa problema ng customer. Pagkatapos ay gumagamit ng teknolohiya at bagong ideas para makagawa ng innovation o invention o innovation at maaaring maging isang technopreneurship business.
And that wraps up our look at pain points and solutions, leading us right into Unit 2, Customer Segments, where we will look at how to group and target these specific audiences.
So, customer segment yung topic natin. Then, customer is a person or organization that purchases goods or services from a business in exchange for money. So, customer, siya yung bumibili ng mga produkto. Tapos yung customer, yung mahalagang bahagi sa isang negosyo. Sila yung mga taong tumutulong para umunlad yung isang establishment or company. Next is end users. End user is a person who actually uses or interact with the product or services. Yung end user, sila yung aktual at direktang gumagamit ng mga produkto. Mahalaga yung end user dahil sila yung nagbibigay ng feedback upang mas mapaganda or mas mag-upgrade yung isang produkto. Tapos, yung end user, tinatawag din sila na consumer. Sila yung gumagamit or nagko-consume sa ng product. Next is yung customer and end users. Sa table, makikita nyo kung paano yung cycle na nangyayari sa mga customer at end user. Ito yung sa product and service. Yung product natin is solar panel. Ngayon, yung customer ay yung mga homeowner at yung end user ay yung family. Ganun din sa smart home, homeowner at family yung end user. Electrical installation, customer is building owner, end user is yung mga occupants. And yung EV charger or electric vehicle charger, customer nila is yung mga businessman, and yung end user nila is yung mga drivers ng electric vehicle. Lastly is yung energy monitor. Yung customer nila yung mga factories, and yung end user nila yung mga nakakaalam kung paano ito gamitan or yung mga engineer. Next is yung stakeholder. Stakeholder sa people or group who have an interest in or involved in or are affected by a business project or organization. So, stakeholders, from the word stake, ibig sabihin may nakataya sila sa isang produkto or kumpanya, kaya mahalaga sa kanila yung maging success yung maging resulta isang produkto. Ngayon, may dalawang type yung stakeholders. Stakeholders, yung internal stakeholders tsaka external stakeholders. Yung internal stakeholders, any person or group inside the company or organization who has a direct interest, role, or investment in its success. So, sila yung mga taong may direktang ugnayan sa loob ng organization. Example is yung mga business owner, employees, manager, engineers, and supervisor. And next is yung external stakeholders. Any individual, group, or organization outside of a company that is affected by the company's action or has the power to influence its success. Yung external stakeholders. So, maaari sila tawagin ng mga sila yung mga panlabas na kasangkot. May mga kinalaman sa labas ng organisasyon. Hindi sila nagtatrabaho sa loob ng kumpanya. Hindi sila yung nasa loob ng mga employees, hindi sila yon. pero meron silang big impact sa company. And lastly is makikita nyo yung sa drawing, yung business, ayan, yung owners. Sa internal stakeholders, nandun yung owners, manager, ayan. Tapos yung sa external naman, nandiyan yung mga suppliers, community, tsaka customer. And sunod yung influencers. Yung influencers, a person who has built a dedicated social media following and possess the power to affect the purchasing decision or behavior to others. Yung influencers, sa ngayon, sila yung marketing social media. Sila yung mga mapangyarihan or ma-impluensya sa pagtangkilik ng isang brand. Meron silang autoridad, kaalaman, posisyon o special na relasyon sa mga followers nila. Hindi lang sila basta sikat, pinagkakatiwalaan sila ng komunidad. And yung influencers, sa modern version ngayon, sila yung word of mouth or word of mouth marketing. Kung dati, yung mga tao naniniwala sila sa palabas na sa TV. Ngayon, mas naniniwala sila sa mga tao na sa rekomendasyon ng mga influencers na pinapanood nila sa social media platform tulad ng TikTok, YouTube, tsaka Facebook.
Segment. Ang customer segment ay tumutukoy sa paghahati ng mga customer sa iba't ibang grupo batay sa kanilang pangangailangan, edad o interes. Mahalaga ito sa isang negosyo dahil hindi lahat ng customers ay may parehong gusto at pangangailangan. Type of customer segment: mass market, niche, segmented, diversified, and multi-sided. Mass market. Ang mass market ay isang uri ng market kung saan ang isang produkto o serbisyo ay ginagawa para sa maraming tao. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang ito para sa isang particular na grupo o customers. Layunin ng negosyo na maabot ang mas maraming mamimili dahil mas malaki ang posibilidad na mas maraming tao ang bibili sa kanilang produkto. Niche market. Ang niche market ay isang uri ng market na nakatuon sa isang maliit na partikular na grupo ng mga customers. Sa halip na subukang ibenta ang produkto sa lahat ng tao, pinipili ng negosyo na pagtuunan ng pansin ang mga taong may parehong pangangailangan o interes. Halimbawa, may maliit na negosyo na gumagawa ng customized keychain para sa mga estudyante o personal gifts para sa mga taong gustong magbigay ng espesyal na regalo. Segmented market ay ang paghahati ng mga customer sa iba't ibang grupo depende sa kanilang edad o pangangailangan. Ginagawa ito ng isang negosyo dahil alam nilang hindi pare-pareho ang gustong pangangailangan ng lahat ng tao. Sa pamamagitan ng paghahati ng mga grupo, mas mapapadali nilang malalaman kung anong produkto at serbisyo ang mas bagay sa bawat customers. Diversified market. Ang diversified market ay kapag ang isang negosyo ay nagbebenta ng iba't ibang produkto o serbisyo para sa iba't ibang klase ng customers. Hindi lang sila nakatuon sa isang uri ng mamimili dahil gusto nilang maabot ang mas maraming tao. Iba-iba man ang pangangailangan ng bawat customers, sinusubukan ng negosyo na magkaroon ng produkto na maaaring magustuhan o kailanganin ng bawat isa. Multi-sided market. Ang multi-sided market ay isang uri ng market kung saan pinagsama-sama o pinag-uugnayan ng isang negosyo ang dalawa o higit pang grupo ng tao. Magkaiba man ang kanilang ginagawa o kailangan, nakikinabang sila sa isa't isa. Para itong tulay na nagkokonekta sa mga taong nangangailangan at sa mga taong nagbibigay ng produkto o serbisyo. Halimbawa nito ang mga food delivery app. May customers na gustong umorder ng pagkain, may restaurant na nagbebenta ng pagkain, at may riders na naghahatid ng order. Hindi magiging maayos ang sistema kung wala ang isa sa mga grupong ito.
Market segments. It is a way of business to understand their customers and their needs. What is market segmentation? Market segmentation is the process of dividing target customers into smaller and more specific groups. Customers in each group share similar characteristics, needs, preferences, or behaviors. Businesses use segmentation to create products, promotion, prices, and message that fit their target market. Instead of treating everyone the same, a business can focus on the customers who are mostly likely to buy. Market segmentation means dividing a large group of customers into smaller groups. These customers have similar needs or characteristics. This helps businesses focus on the right customer. Types of market segmentation. Demographic segmentation, based on who the customer is. Psychographic segmentation, based on how the customer thinks and lives. Behavioral segmentation, based on what the customer does. Geographic segmentation, based where the customer is located. There are four main types. These are demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation examples. Number one example is age. Products can be designed for children, teenagers, adults, or senior citizens. Income. Businesses can offer budget, mid-range, or premium products. Occupation. Products may be designed for student, professional, workers, or business owners. Education. Learning products and services may be targeted to specific education level. Gender and other characteristics, businesses may adjust products and communication when relevant to customer needs. Psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentation focuses on factors that describe how customers think, feel, and alive. Two customers with the same age and income may still prefer completely different products because their lifestyle and values are different. Why useful? It helps business connect with customers on a deeper and more personal level. Example include personality, values, attitudes, interests, lifestyle, motivation, and priorities. Another example, a business bar brand may target people who value health, active living, and self-improvement. Segmentation. Psychographic segmentation focuses on personality, values, interests, and lifestyle. For example, a business brand may target people who enjoy an active health lifestyle. Behavioral segmentation. Behavioral segmentation focuses on how customers act towards products, services, and brands. Examples includes purchasing habits, spending habits, frequency of buying, product usage, and brand interaction. Behavioral segmentation focuses on what customers do. This includes their buying and spending habits and how they interact with brands. For example, a coffee shop can give reward to frequent customer. Geographic segmentation. Geographic segmentation categorizes customers according to where they live, work, or spend time. Examples include country, province, city, barangay, street, regions around a location, climate, and urban or rural areas. Location can affect customers' need, culture, purchasing habits, transportation, and demand. Example, a clothing store may promote raincoats more strongly in areas with frequently rainfall. Why useful? It helps business offer products and promotion that match local conditions. Comparing the four types. To easily remember the four types, comparing the four type segments. To easily remember the four types, demographic is who, psychographic is how they think and live, behavioral is what they do, and geographic is where they are. Why is market segmentation important? It helps business become more focused and customer-centered, better understanding of customers' needs and preferences, more effective advertising because messages are directed to the right audience, better product development because businesses know what customers actually want, more efficient use of money, time, and marketing resources, stronger customers relationship because customers receive more relevant offers, greater chance of sales because the business is targeting people who are more likely to buy. Simple business example. Business, a small milk tea shop near school. Demographic, student age 15 to 22 with limited or moderate budget. Psychographic, customer who enjoy trendy drinks, socializing, and trying new flavors. Behavioral, frequent buyers who order after class or during breaks, geographic, students, and residents within a few kilometers of the shop. The result, the shop can offer affordable student promos, trendy flavors, loyalty reward, and nearby delivery. Conclusion: market segmentation is important because it helps businesses understand their customers and their different needs, preferences, and behaviors. By dividing customers into specific groups, businesses can create better products, services, and marketing strategies. This allows them to reach the right customer, improve customer satisfaction, and increase their chance of success. To conclude, market segmentation helps businesses understand and group their customer. The four main types are demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and geographic. By knowing their customers, businesses can make better marketing strategies.